You're welcome back to Hello Nigeria, and it's time for our celebrity chat. Yes, we'll be talking to Fela Oke. He's the founder of Fluent MESO, an events and talent management agency. I'll be looking at the business of managing talent. Nice to have you.
No, great,
Hello
thanks.
Nigeria.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Nigeria is a country of over 200 million, and they say everyone is born with a talent.
Sure.
But you look at the prevailing conditions of the country, there's a lot of unemployment and all of that. So do we have talents that we're not nurturing, and what does it take to spot talent?
Sure. Wow, that's a big question. Definitely, Nigeria is a country that's full of potential talent. You know, in my experience, when I came back to Nigeria 6 years ago, you kind of realize that everybody wants to be a star. Everybody can sing, everybody wants to be on TV. But I think sometimes you just got to be real and honest with people. That not
You have to give them that big reality check.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely some people have talent, but talent, you know, I think what I find when I'm looking at talent is most people think the talent is always front of camera. Talent can be behind camera. You know, the industry.
People behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Who are actually talented and
Exactly.
gifted in that
You know,
area.
there's a gift to be a director of photography. There's a gift to be an anchor. There's a gift to be an OAP. There's a gift to be a talent representative. There's so many. The industry is huge. Entertainment, media, sports, lifestyle. It's a big industry. I think what we try to do is say, okay, when we're looking for talent, you know, I ask them a simple question, which is what I live by, and they're my talent commandments, you know, and I'm not going to go through all of them,
Yes.
but I always look out for those with tenacity, those who are audacious, those who have a survival instinct, and those who have a reality check about them.
Yes.
And just understand the business, and also those who educate themselves constantly. What we find with talent is
Personal development.
right. Yeah, you've got to do the homework. You can't just say,
there's a
"Oh,
lack of personal development.
yeah, I can
I was
sing."
going to even take you back a little and ask
Sure.
one of the biggest questions that young people ask themselves is, how do I know my talent? How
Right.
do I know I'm talented?
Sure.
Having worked with talent, you know, having had experience in this area,
Right.
how can you identify your talent? How do you know you're talented and it's not just wishful thinking? Everyone might think they can act, or I'm an actress. Oh, look at me. But how do you know that what you have right there is talent?
Right. You know, it's. I think it comes from when you're young. You know, for example, I had access to everything. Acting schools, sports, but I realized that certain sports weren't for me, certain sports were for me. I think you need to be really real with yourself. I think you need to be honest with yourself. Yeah, because everybody says they can act, everybody says they can host a TV show, but once you get in front of camera, you start to understand that it's not that easy. You know, what you guys do is not that easy, but there's a lot of people out there who see you every day and they think, I can do that.
Just sit in front of TV. Is it not just talk?
It isn't. You know, there's so much work behind the scenes. There's a whole production team. Just to answer your question, I think it's more, yeah, everybody has a little bit of talent. Talent is everywhere. I think, you know, you will know, especially when we work with talent, you can tell who can sing, who can't sing.
My next question.
Sure.
I mean, your company has been, you do talent management, brand management, and over the years, you've worked with different clients,
Yeah.
some big brands, established banks, brands already, individuals, and people like Sonny Ade,
Sure.
Ice Prince,
Two-Face, Libya,
yeah, in the past. So when you get there,
Right.
we've seen situations, there's a big joke on social media about,
Right.
you know, people just fade away. I know everybody has their time in the
Sure.
in the sunshine, but there are some individuals or brands, big brands that have been big in the past, and they just have How do you manage talent, establish talent, and keep them relevant? Do they have to get in one sort of scandal just to keep them relevant? Or
No, I think one of the biggest examples is Two-Face. I think he's shown how to remain relevant over time. And I think it's all about those commandments I talked about. And one of them is planning for longevity. And that means you've got to be able to reevaluate yourself and then reintroduce yourself. But you're still the same. If you look at all the big Hollywood actors who've been around for years, Bobby De Niro, all of them. Bobby De Niro was a gangster actor. Then he reimagined himself as a comedic actor, but it was still Bobby De Niro to us. You know, I think, and Two-Face has shown that. He remains relevant with the young, his fans that have grown with him. And then also, another example is Britney Spears. She's grown with her fans. You know, when I was great, I mean, she was a child superstar. But if you look at her now, those who have grown with her are the ones coming to watch her in Vegas.
So how do you make it work here?
Yeah, in Nigeria.
Because, you know, the consumer's taste is very
and we have,
fickle.
I think one of the biggest challenges for us in the entertainment industry is that we have one-hit wonders.
Right.
Or we have wonders for a season. But we don't have, in America, there's Michael Jackson. We have Elvis Presley, even though he's dead. We have
Rolling
the
Stones
likes.
are still
but we don't have,
and
we don't seem to appreciate our own veterans. What is the problem? Why are we not?
First of all, we're still a very young entertainment, media, and lifestyle sports industry. Still very young. I mean, if you think, it's probably really in the sense that the veterans that we should be celebrating, and it's only now we've started to do that. KSA, Majek Fashek, Oritz Wiliki, those guys, Ras Kimono, those guys came, and I always believe they should be celebrated. Look at the person I'm named after, Fela Kuti. Yeah. He's kind of celebrated now in the sense that people are using Afro beats. As Yeni Kuti warned me, it's Afro pop, right? But people are kind of celebrating in that way, but we don't put it front and center. And I think it's really down to us in the industry to try and celebrate those guys, to show the up-and-coming guys that, you know what, the music you're listening to, the music you're playing now has a foundation.
Somebody put in the groundwork.
Exactly. It's the same way that back in the day, people were using James Brown samples in hip-hop and stuff like that. I think in Nigeria, I think it starts with ourselves. We just got to go out there and celebrate.
Quick one, before we wrap things up.
Sure.
There are lots of young people out there, and yesterday I and I discussed white lies, and I'm sure you're in the business of encouraging people and also breaking hearts. There are people that, look, an example of a white lie situation, it happens to us a lot in our profession. Somebody brings a CD, a sample, and the music is whack. And you know you shouldn't be doing music, but you can't tell him that you shouldn't be doing this. And there are lots of people that just think, you know, we have a herd type mentality. Right, shawarma is selling, everybody goes to shawarma business. Right. Music is the in thing now. Right. So you have a genius, you have an Einstein that should be in school, studying physics, but because he sees the glitter and all of that, he sees it. So what message do you have for young people out there?
I think, first of all, stay educated. I think it's important to stay in school. I think not everybody's going to be a superstar. Not everybody's going to be that top chart musician. I think just be honest with yourself. Yes, let your family be real with you. It starts with the family. That's where it comes from. I can sing. They have to really tell you the truth. By the time you come to people like us in the industry, you know, we just have to tell the stone cold truth. And I'm a strong believer in that.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, Mr. Fela Oke, and we hope to have you back sometime in the nearest future.
It's been a pleasure, man. Great to be here.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Indeed.
Thank you.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love am.